Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Pablo Torre as the 20-year-old Barca starlet is likely to leave on loan. Several clubs are still showing interest. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about this Chelsea midfielder Andrey Santos, as manager Xavi is showing strong interest in the player and has been pushing the Barca directors to inquire about him as move for Oro Romeo looks doubtful as things stand. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Pablo Torre had a rocky debut season after joining Barca last summer, making his top-flight debut in Spain. Game time arrived only in patches as he struggled to convince the coaching staff to achieve consistency. The 20-year-old joined Barca after an impressive season for Racing Santander. He contributed 10 goals and 10 assists in 31 games, helping the team get promoted to the second division. However, as he appears to be undergoing a crucial development phase, consistent playing time is one of the prerequisites for Pablo Torre next season, which does not even appear to be forthcoming at all. And according to Mundo Deportivo, the 20-year-old Cantabrian midfielder assumes that he must go out on loan to acquire experience in the top division. Over the past season, the Spaniard merely played 120 minutes in La Liga, a fraction of what a developing player requires at this level. Interest in Pablo Torre is by no means limited, as the report states that Real Betis, Celta de Vigo, Villarreal, Real Sociedad have all been gunning for the young star's signature. But Pablo Torre does not desire to rush his decision, believing his next club has to be one that offers him enough time on the pitch to grow as a player and eventually return with more maturity. The aforementioned teams could all be considered viable options, though, due to their expansive brand of football and minimal ideological clashes with Barcelona. As per the preseason, as the preseason edges closer, Pablo Torre will be obliged to make a decision soon enough. He will be under Xavi's watchful eye starting from Monday, while the USA tour could be identified as an opportunity to turn over a new leaf. A temporary future elsewhere may appear more appealing, with competition in Barcelona's midfield peaking, and he has no shortage of options to choose from. Of course, I think normally Pablo Torre in fact, he's a great talent. And it's just unfortunate that Xavi doesn't know how to groom certain players to become top class players. Because when Xavi knows his starting 11, that is Pedri, Gavi, and so on and so forth, he will keep putting that same 11 all games. And one thing that Xavi does not have as a manager is to bring up players to be top quality. And I think it's something that, is really disturbing. Because Barca, as the club is known for its history, for making youngsters to be great. Xavi himself should know better. He left La Masia, as well as some other young talents. Had it been by back then, Pep Guardiola was not that kind of manager, then it means that, Xavi could have not even been a superstar because there could have been always doubts if this little boy can he do it and stuff like that. So I think Pablo Torre is just unfortunate that, he haven't been getting the desired game time that he wishes. And normally, the best thing for him is to go out on loan if he wants to save his career. Because if he doesn't go out on loan, then he will just destroy his career. He is still 21, and I think that it's time for him to. He needs game time more than ever. Pablo Torre needs game time, and I definitely want him to leave on loan because I don't see any guarantee that he will be there playing for Javi consistently. And as I said earlier, he's a great player. Xavi was not benching him last season because he's a bad player. But Xavi does not have any faith in him. And Xavi will keep insisting on his particular midfielders in every single game. And I think that means that there is no squad depth. Because when they talk about squad depth, it's when other players in the bench they regularly come and make change. In fact, they come and change the games. In fact, managers give other players chance because if you're a manager and there are certain players that they never feature in your games, except when you have already wrapped up the league and you're just playing for playing sake towards the end of the season, then I would not call that you're not having depth. You just have some spare players out there. When you want to relax your top players, you put those players on the pitch, which I definitely think makes no sense. So I think to save his own career, Pablo Torre knows best that moving out on loan will be the best option. Villarreal, Betis, and some other top clubs in La Liga have been showing strong interest in the player, and I think the player will be very welcome. But the good thing is he's not in a rush. He wants to take his time to, reassess which club will be best suited for him, and more especially in the sense of which club will give him that game time that he actually needs at this point of his career. So let's see how the next few weeks will look like for Pablo Torre's future. Then moving on to the final story of discussion, reports earlier today had emerged claiming that FC Barcelona had shown strong interest in this Chelsea youngster Andrey Santos as a possible option to reinforce the pivot position. However, the Blues were not in negotiations with any club to let go of the teenager. Building on those reports, GE Global in Brazil are confirming that Barcelona are indeed interested in Santos as a possible candidate to replace Sergio Busquets this summer. He is 19 years old. He's a holding midfielder. Andrés Santos had been on Barca's radar in the past when he was at Vasco da Gama, but Chelsea beat them to his signing in the January window earlier this year before loaning him back to the club where he is. Santos is now back at Chelsea, where new manager Mauricio Pochettino wishes to take a look at him critically in pre-season before deciding on his future. And amidst this, Barcelona have registered their interest in the 19-year-old defensive midfielder, with a report even suggesting that there has been some contact between the club and the youngster's entourage. Barca manager Xavi Hernandez and new sporting director Deco are both said to be admirers of the teenager, and they are understood, to be still showing interest for the player. So if Chelsea do agree to negotiate, it would still take a big fee for Barca to sign the player, and also only a loan move could be financially feasible for Barca as things stand. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.